Dear students, let us start the discussion on today's newspaper, that is 28th June 2016. The first article is related to Brexit and why the British said no to Europe. Let us see the underlying points over here. Now, globalization has created two sets of regions, two sets of individuals in UK. On one side, the EU and agenda of EU can be seen as a part of the globalization. So in this context, there is a clear-cut difference between urbanites and the countryside. So the London favored to remain with the European Union, corporate sector favored to remain with the European Union, but the working class, they wanted to get away from the European Union. It clearly shows that the era of globalization and neoliberal reforms, they did not do the benefit for the working class. And second is, the working class lost the sense of control over their lives. Especially the immigration and other policies of EU, they have unsettled the communities and these have provided for a sense of insecurity among the people. And the next, UK, it is raising the taxes on one side and at the same time, the common man, especially the working class, they are getting affected. And in the Manchester and all these areas which are distant from London, these are losing slowly the wealth which they once enjoyed. And UK's involvement with various global wars along with the United States of America and its involvement in Syria, everything, it has got a great unsatisfaction to the people. So finally, all these are being pushed through the fears of immigration. So these are the things which made the UK people to choose out of the European Union. Now UK scrambles to contain turmoil, you know that. So pound sterling is one of the denominated currencies with IMF and other places. So in this case, the pound sterling is fast losing its value against the dollar because of the Brexit. And also they have to make the more pounds available as they have to make it pound for circulation as per the demand in the world. So in this context, the Treasury has issued repeatedly about the strength of the British economy. Now coming to lone wolf attacks, if you take the Paris, Brussels, Mumbai, all these attacks can be best described as lone wolf attacks. Today, the terrorism has become more diffused and decentralized. So let me explain you this point. If you talk San Bernardino attacks in California, after that in Florida attacks, and after that, before that in Paris, everything if you observe, these are the examples of lone wolf attacks. So a person who is motivated, distinted by the hatred speech posted on social media, alleging themselves to the IS, they started attacking the places and innocent people. It is very much different from the Al-Qaeda. So Al-Qaeda is a centralized agency which monitored the attacks from a distant location and it has trained and it has taken up a very complex process. But ISIS is more depending upon lone wolf attacks. So in this case, another danger is coming is growing consolidation among the terror groups. If you see Boko Haram, it has recently, Nigeria, it has recently declared itself as an affiliate of ISIS. So in this context, the ISIS failures or attacks on the ISIS in Raqqa and Mosul, in these places in Syria and Iraq, was possible because of strong coordinated action among the global countries. Now, the European Union, as a collective action, it was really strong in fight against ISIS. If you can see, it has brought in a comprehensive passenger record of the air passengers, and also European Terrorism Center. And all these things are the examples of a coordinated action. So in this case, along with the de-radicalization efforts, we need to have a coordinated action of various countries to fight these lone wolf attacks. Now, US wants progress investment pacts. Now, if you see Vodafone deal or Kane Energy deal, India was pulled into the international arbitration. So what is the point over there is, India has changed its policies. Because of this change, they got huge losses and they took it to the international arbitration panel and the discussions are going on. Not to face these things in future, India has brought in a new model text on bilateral investment treaties. According to this, a person can go to the international arbitration only if all the judicial solutions which are available to him got exhausted. So in this case, the US, what it says is, the judicial delays in India, so they will not provide for the right perspective or protection to the investors. So under the BIT of India, the investor shall be given an open option towards the international arbitration. So that's what is US talks about. Coming to NSG, so India has declared that China has come in between. On the other hand, Rafael Grossi, the NSG chairman, what he says is, lack of consensus is the reason why the Seoul did not move forward on India. One thing is, he cleared that the Seoul meeting of NSG has definitely, it has took the India's initiative or India's membership to NSG for discussion. So, but however, it was not taken forward. Unlike how the China has claimed that India's membership to NSG did not come for discussion, it was declared as a false. And the next is, after this NSG event, the next is in the Switzerland is going to become the chairperson. So in this case, India has to continue its effort at the Switzerland. And the second thing is, the India, China, they have to leave this fast and move forward. In this case, G20 summit is going to come up in China and BRICS summit is going to come up in India in Goa. So these platforms can help India and China to move forward together again. That's what is the Suhasini Haidar talks about. The question of Scotland. You know that UK, it consists of Great Britain plus Northern Ireland, Wales and Scotland. If you see Northern Ireland and Scotland, they voted in favor of remain in European Union. So in this context, the Scotland in the last year already a referendum was held where the Scotland it was voted to remain with the UK. Now in this context, between the UK as a whole and Scotland, if you observe, there is a difference of opinion with regard to the Brexit. So the Scotland finance minister already declared that they will take all the steps to stop the Britain from getting away from European Union. And also, slowly they also started demanding for another referendum to either to continue in the UK or not. So this is what is happening. And the second thing is, the European Union laws, they apply to the Scotland, and any local law, if it comes in conflict with the European Union laws, it will not be applicable. So that is what is the Scottish Act 1998 clearly says. So in this case, once Brexit happens, many of the laws in the Scotland have to be revised. So it means there are many untied threads, are many waters which are untested. That's where UK has to sail through. This is what has been said. Now coming to the price of basic income. Now recently Switzerland, the universal price or universal income for all irrespective of their earnings was proposed. So here it is an unconditional universal basic income for everyone. What are the advantages suggested in this? It is universal, so there will be no problem of targeting. So there will be no multiple agencies which will be dealing with this welfare programs. So the bureaucratic costs will come down. And finally, the people have the choice to spend on the money which they like. So in this context, what the author argues is, in a country such as India, the basic income rise or as cash subsidy is not possible without rising the taxes. That is the first thing. And the second thing is, after rising the taxes, if you observe again, India's there is, whenever a person is given free for money, there is a challenge where he has to be made to work. It means the people might not like to work in these circumstances. So what it can be said is, people lose the work incentive if the money is detached from the work. So these are the things which are being spoken about. Now coming to When judges got it wrong, this article is related to the ADM Jabalpur versus Mishra case. During emergency, in Jabalpur, this ADM Jabalpur case, the Supreme Court held that it cannot revoke the fundamental rights that are being suspended by executive. H.R. Khanna, Hansraj Khanna, opposed to this ruling. And Habibullah Beg, he has supported that. A.N. Ray also supported that. Later, Habibullah Beg, he was given he has become the Chief Justice of India, bypassing the H.R. Khanna. Similarly, A.N. Ray, with regard to his support in Keshavananda Bharati case, he was also given undue promotion, bypassing the three senior most judges. So this ADM Jabalpur case, so it has been, the judgment has said to be the blot in India's legal history. These are the articles for today. Thank you very much. Now, my computer got drenched in water. So 1 or 2 days my videos will be a bit delayed. Please bear with me. Thank you very much.